Kyrie Irving seems miserable, and LeBron James' team is miserable. Remember when these two crazy kids played together in Cleveland, and everything seemed hunky-dory? Or, at least as hunky as dory would allow. This just in, the grass is not always greener, even if it's Celtics green, and the yellow brick road sometimes dead ends into a vacant lot, even if it's in Hollywood Hills. This also just in, the National Basketball Association is turning into the National Miserable Association. In other malcontent news, Anthony Davis wants out of New Orleans, and the Pelicans were so upset with Davis for wanting out that they refused to trade him. Jimmy Butler is with his third team in 3 years. The Lakers youngsters act like they can't stand playing with their old GOAT. Scowling, DeMarcus Cousins hates everything, and he's only the second unhappiest player on the Warriors. Kawhi Leonard hated playing for the Spurs. Paul George twice nixed the notion of playing with LeBron, and the Cavs were so done with J.R. Smith that they are paying him to stay away from the team. I could do without the half-baked players-only broadcasts of NBA games, but that's a rant for another day. Let's get back to the two most important players on the Cavs' 2016 World Championship team, and what we are learning from their subsequent business decisions, which is primarily this: when the players run the league isn't run very well. But we're all stuck with it, so too bad for us. But it is more than a little entertaining to see millionaire basketball players irate about predicaments of their own making. Irving, for example, because winning was less important to him than being the man on his team, he asked the Cavs to trade him, which they foolishly did. It was Irving's good, though undeserved fortune that the Cavs traded him to a quality team, where he is, indeed, the man. A miserable one at that. One would have thought that, in his years as a teammate of LeBron's in Cleveland, Irving would have paid attention and taken some notes on what it takes to be the man. But clearly, Irving did not. Anyone who has seen his pouty, petulant attitude in dealing with the media throughout this mediocre Celtics season has seen an athlete utterly clueless about what being the man means. Irving is much better at being the me than being the man. He is the poster boy for the AAUization of the NBA, that being the propagation of the pampered prodigy over whom adults have fawned and for whom adults have enabled since the prodigy first flashed signs of prodigy-ness. Little wonder, then, that these wonderkinds grow up to become self-absorbed me-first freelancers. It's too late to rein in Irving now. He is what he is, and what he is a handful. On the court, that's a good thing. Off the court, not so much. But Irving is not alone. There are plenty more hard-court prodigies living in their own private basketball bubbles. That, by and large, is the group that is running the league. It's the group that arranges the super teams, just as they did in AAU ball, when 2 or 3 buddies decided they would play together on the same team. The proliferation of super teams in the NBA roughly coincides with the immersion into the league of players with AAU roots. LeBron was at the forefront of that trend, and, not coincidentally, has handled it better than anyone. LeBron, perhaps more than any player in NBA history, understands what it means to be the man. He virtually invented it. However, that doesn't mean that he's immune from missteps himself. He seems to be in the midst of one now. This is the first time in his career, going back to however far you want to go back, that a team has failed to respond to his arrival. The Lakers, in case you haven't been paying attention, are a mess. It's not fixable now, so the Lakers, with the greatest player in the world on their roster, will not make the playoffs this year. That's how screwed up it is out there. The Lakers are as bad with LeBron as they were without him. He is, of course, the lightning rod for player-built super teams. LeBron created one when he left Cleveland and went to Miami. He created another one when he left Miami and came back to Cleveland. Now he's left Cleveland and gone to the Lakers, and the result has been a fiasco. Neither the team LeBron left nor the one he went to will make the playoffs this year. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Because both LeBron and Irving are proving that when the players call the shots, it doesn't always work. Contact Jim Ingram at 329-7135 or jingram4@gmail.com. Follow him at Jim Ingram on Twitter.